March 6, 1912. Nabisco sells their first Oreo cookie to a grocer in Hoboken, New Jersey. July 5, 1937. Hormel Foods introduces their famed canned meat product, Spam, to the market. April 15, 1955. Businessman Ray Kroc joins a local burger shop, and McDonald's was incorporated. We've waited many long decades for these three elements to finally come together into one bite, and at long last, on December 21, 2020, to much fanfare at home and abroad, McDonald's China released for one day and one day only, the Spam Oreo Burger. So, as soon as we tasted a bite of this majestic concoction, we knew that we had to share it with you. It'd be tragic if the world saw the last of the Spam Oreo Burger, and while I'd never want to presume to know better than the hard-working flavor scientists at McDonald's laboratories, with a couple tweaks, I think we can actually make an even better Spam Oreo sandwich. So right, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. The primary component of the Spam Oreo Burger is, of course, those two pieces of fried Spam. Now, McDonald's China generally doesn't really use Spam, but of course it's a hyper-common ingredient throughout Asia. For example, if you sat down at a Cantonese chatsantang, you can be greeted with dishes like Spam fried egg noodle soup. This burger event was actually a brand cooperation between Spam and McDonald's. So while all fried Spam is great, I think we can actually lean into the sweet savory thing going on here with a bit of a soy sauce glaze. Then, of course, that's topped with crushed Oreos, the exact same sort that you'd find in your McFlurry. Now, anyone that's an experienced baker knows that Oreo crumbs are actually something you can just buy. I'm pretty sure that these are just the Oreo factory rejects though, so I think we can amp things up by using our own homemade, artisanally hand-crushed Oreos. After that, this is then given a generous dollop of mayo, which seems to be the bog-standard McDonald's one, and then tossed on those normal McDonald's buns. Now, the usual way these videos seem to go is to first spruce up that bun, but we didn't feel like making our own for this, and unfortunately, here in Shunda, the very best buns we can buy are literally just the same supplier as McDonald's. So instead, we hit up our local Cantonese bakery and grabbed a pineapple bun. For the unaware, pineapple buns don't actually contain any pineapple. They're basically super chewy bread and get their name from their craggly sugar cookie topping. In Guangdong, you can sometimes find certain restaurants that stuff these guys with Spam and egg, so it felt like a natural fit. So then, to cook, first make your artisanally hand-crushed Oreos by taking 2 Oreos, scraping off the filling, and crushing them with your hands. We used 2 Oreos for 2 burgers, and opted to leave these slightly smaller than M&M sized so that they could keep a bit of their structural integrity in the end. Next, whip up a simple soy sauce glaze by mixing in a tablespoon of soy sauce, a teaspoon of sugar, and a half tablespoon of water. Do a real bang-up job mixing that to make sure that the sugar's dissolved, and then you can fry the Spam. Here we cut our Spam into generous 1cm steaks, and over a medium flame fried our Spam for about 5 minutes, flipping and applying the soy sauce glaze every 90 seconds or so. Now, to assemble your burger, carefully slice your pineapple bun or your bun of choice in half and nestle on 2 pieces of Spam. For the mayo, we opted for Kewpie mayo to make use of its heavy kick of umami. So just spread over a generous smear on your top bun and toss on your crushed Oreos. And with that, you've got yourself a Spam Oreo burger, which maybe, just might, be even better than what you could get in China.
So I know a lot of you are very curious about how this honestly tastes like, so let's give it a go. So it tastes like a Spam sandwich with some mayo and some sweetness from the Oreo, but nothing too crazy, nothing too bizarre actually. It tastes like a Spam sandwich. Would I recommend it? Try it if you're curious. It's not that bad. Now let's try the other one. So this one has a pretty obvious sweet and savory thing going on. It's the pineapple bun. It's very straightforward and tastes very Asian. So you may also want to try this with some other bun and, I don't know, play around with it as they play it at McDonald's. So right, I know this is a little bit of a silly one. We hope you guys have a great time, and we'll be back with proper recipes after the holiday. As always, thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.